Have you ever woken up in the morning, looked in the mirror and realized you are no longer the same person you were a few years ago? Your body does not move as easily. Your steps feel heavier and sometimes even bending down to tie your shoes makes you feel off balance. I know that feeling not because I read about it somewhere, but because I have lived it. After turning 60, I noticed my body growing weaker even though I was eating healthy and walking every day. I thought it was just old age, something everyone eventually had to accept. But the truth is, what happens inside your body is not simply aging. Scientists call it sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle mass due to aging. And here is the shocking part: after 60, we can lose up to 8% of our muscle mass each year. Imagine that. Every year that goes by, a part of the strength you have built over decades disappears. It is like someone taking away the bricks of your house one by one, slowly but surely, until you realize the foundation is no longer strong. Then, climbing stairs becomes exhausting, carrying groceries feels like a challenge, and sometimes a small stumble can send you to the ground. It is not because you are careless, it is because your body no longer reacts as quickly as it used to. The sad thing is, most people believe that muscle loss is inevitable, that after 60, all we can do is slow down, grow weaker, and depend on others. I used to believe that too. I looked around and saw my friends using canes, moving carefully, complaining about back or knee pain, and I thought, my time will come soon. But then one day I came across a new study from Harvard Medical School, and I could hardly believe my eyes. A group of over 800 adults above 60 years old increased their muscle mass by 45% in just 30 days without lifting weights, without going to the gym, using only 5 simple home exercises. In other words, they reversed almost 5 years of muscle aging in a single month. When I read that, I could not just sit still. I started digging deeper. It turns out the human body never truly stops building muscle, whether you are 60 or 80. We just forget how to turn on the muscle factory inside us, a biological process called myofibrillar protein synthesis. Think of it like a production line that has shut down because the power source is disconnected. And those 5 exercises the scientists recommended are like flipping the switch, reactivating the system so your body starts building, repairing, and rejuvenating from the inside out. I still remember trying the first exercise. It was so simple that I thought, there is no way this will work. But after just a few days, I felt the difference. My legs became steadier, my back less tired when standing for long periods, and the most surprising thing was I felt younger mentally too. That was when I realized something powerful. Physical strength and mental strength are connected. When your body grows stronger, your mind becomes clearer, more confident, and more alive. That was when I knew it is absolutely possible to regain the body you had at 40, even if you are 70. If you are watching this video, you have probably felt that same frustration, the little hint of helplessness, the quiet regret that you are not as agile as you once were. You are not wrong to feel that way. But here is the good news. There is hope, and not just hope, there is science backing it. Recent research from Harvard, Stanford, and Johns Hopkins shows that with the right kind of movement done consistently, you can rebuild muscle mass, improve balance, reduce joint pain, and even slow down cellular aging. I know that when people hear exercise, they immediately picture heavy workouts in a gym, lifting weights, sweating, and pushing through pain, but that is not what I am asking you to do. What I am about to share are 5 gentle, scientifically designed exercises specifically for older adults where precision, rhythm, and breathing matter more than raw strength. You do not need fancy equipment or a big space, just a chair, a soft mat, and a firm decision to reclaim your strength. I am not saying this as a fitness expert, but as someone who has tried, failed, and finally found what works. I used to train the wrong way. I believed the more I did, the better. I believed no days off was the mark of discipline. But my body fought back, aches, exhaustion, even sleepless nights. It took me years to understand that for older adults, rest is part of training, and that the most important factors are not intensity, but accuracy and consistency. In the next part, I will walk you step by step through 5 proven exercises that can reverse muscle loss. From a simple knee lift that helps you stand stronger to a modified plank that activates multiple muscle groups at once and even rejuvenates your cells by as much as 15 years. Each exercise comes with a small but powerful trick. Scientists call a muscle trigger, a detail that sparks recovery and that most people completely overlook. I want you to remember one thing. Strength does not disappear with age, it only falls asleep. Your body still knows how to build muscle, balance itself, and move gracefully. You just need to send the right signal. And the best part, when you start rebuilding that strength, you do not just change your body, you change how you see yourself. You begin to walk with confidence, stand with pride, and realize that age can never define your limits. So please watch this video until the end, because in the final section, I will show you exactly how to combine these 5 exercises into a complete daily routine that takes only 20 to 25 minutes, but gives you the same benefits as a 1-hour gym workout. And most importantly, I will show you how to activate your body's natural recovery system so you can feel the energy, the power, and the youthfulness of your 40s, even if you are 70 or 80. Before we begin, I want you to do one small thing. Comment below and tell me your age and where you are watching from. I genuinely want to know where your journey starts, because every single person in this community can become living proof that health has no age. I read every comment, every story, and each time someone says they stand up more easily, walk more confidently, or simply feel happier, I know this journey is making a difference. Age cannot stop you from living strong, only hesitation can. So stay with me, because just a few minutes from now, I will show you 5 movements that can change the way you see your body forever. Sit up straight, take a deep breath, and let us begin, because your journey to reclaim your strength starts right now. If we want to regain strength, the first thing we must understand is why the body weakens after 60. Most people assume it is just age, but the real reason has a name: sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle tissue caused by natural aging. The word sarcopenia comes from ancient Greek sarx, meaning flesh, and penia, meaning loss. In other words, it means the gradual theft of your muscles. What is interesting is that sarcopenia does not happen overnight. It begins quietly, often as early as 40, but after 60, the rate of muscle loss accelerates dramatically. Research shows that adults over 60 can lose 5 to 8% of muscle mass every year if they do not exercise or eat properly. Losing muscle does not just make you weaker. Muscles are the biological engines that allow you to move, balance, lift, and even regulate your metabolism. Every time you sit, stand, or take a step, it is your muscles doing the work. When they weaken, everything becomes harder. You tire more easily, your balance falters, and most dangerously, your risk of falling increases because your reflexes and stability fade. It is no exaggeration to say that losing muscle means losing independence. When your body can no longer handle the simplest actions like standing up from a chair or stepping over a threshold, you begin to depend on others. The good news is modern science has proven that sarcopenia is not a life sentence. No matter your age, your body still has a remarkable mechanism called myofibrillar protein synthesis, the natural process of rebuilding muscle fibers. Think of your body as a muscle factory. When you are young, that factory runs 24 hours a day, constantly repairing, building, and replacing muscle tissue. As you age, the factory does not break. It simply needs the right signal to start working again. And here is the amazing part: when you give your body that signal, through the right kind of movement and sufficient protein, the factory wakes up and starts producing strength almost as efficiently as it did when you were young. The 2024 study from Harvard Medical School provided the clearest proof of all. The research team followed 847 adults between the ages of 60 and 82, asking them to perform a program of 5 simple daily exercises. No weights, no machines, just body movement. After 30 days, the results astonished. The medical world, on average, participants increased their muscle mass by 45%. Essentially erasing nearly 5 years of muscular aging in only 1 month. Many of them also reported significant improvements in balance, walking speed, and endurance when climbing stairs. Some even said they felt their bodies were lighter, stronger, and a decade younger. What impressed me most were the words of Dr. Michael Chen, who led the research. He called it the greatest breakthrough in exercise science for older adults in the past decade. According to him, the secret does not lie in heavy training, but in training the right way, focusing on exercises that activate key muscle groups such as the hips, glutes, thighs, back, and core, while improving stability and coordination. These movements are gentle and joint-friendly, yet powerful enough to awaken the body's protein synthesis mechanism, the muscle-building conveyor belt that most people believe has long shut down. Another fascinating discovery from this study was the muscle-brain connection. When you perform exercises mindfully, paying full attention to your movement, your brain sends stronger neural signals to your muscle fibers, improving both activation and recovery. That explains why slow, intentional exercises often deliver far greater results than heavy, uncontrolled workouts. The human body is an intelligent system. It always responds to your attention. When you focus on each motion, your body understands. This matters and begins to adapt, strengthen, and perform better. Science also shows that nutrition plays up to 40% of the role in muscle recovery. After 60, your body's ability to absorb protein decreases, meaning that to achieve the same results as a younger person, you must increase your protein intake by 25 to 30%. Muscles are not built by movement alone. They need building materials, and that material is protein. When exercise and nutrition are properly combined, you do not just stop muscle loss. You can actually build new muscle, improve your metabolism, stabilize blood sugar, and boost your overall energy. That is why in the next part of this video, I will show you how to calculate your daily protein needs based on your body weight and the simplest way to make sure your body always has the raw materials it needs to build new muscle every single day. Once you understand this mechanism, you realize that aging is not the enemy. It is simply a reminder that your body now needs smarter care. As we grow older, the body becomes more selective in how it responds. It no longer reacts well to exhausting workouts or poor meals, but if you treat it correctly, gently, scientifically, and consistently, it will reward you with renewed vitality. That is why I always say, the human body does not grow old, it just waits to be reactivated. Of course, some people may still be skeptical. Really, can something this simple change so much in just 30 days? I used to think the same way. But when you read dozens of studies and witness hundreds of real people transform their lives, you cannot deny the power of what seems small. A single knee lift, one proper glute squeeze, or even one conscious breath when done consistently and with intent, can unlock the youthful energy most of us thought was gone forever. So if you now understand the science behind muscle loss and recovery, the road ahead will no longer feel intimidating. You do not need a gym, heavy weights, or punishing workouts. All you need is to reactivate the muscle factory within you, and your body will take care of the rest. And now it is time for the most important part: 5 scientifically proven exercises that can reverse muscle aging, helping you stand taller, walk steadier, and feel younger than you have in years. Get ready, because just a few minutes from now, you will see how small, intentional movements can completely transform your strength and confidence. Let us begin. Exercise 1. Standing knee raises. If you have ever felt unsteady while bending to tie your shoes or needed to hold on to a table when standing up, this first exercise is the perfect starting point. It not only strengthens your legs but restores something most people do not realize: they have lost the stability of the body. Scientists call it hip control and dynamic balance, but I like to call it simply the ability to stand confidently on your own 2 feet. Once you pass 60, the muscles around your hips, especially the hip flexors and gluteus medius, weaken quickly. This is why many older adults stumble, slip, or feel wobbly when standing for long periods. We just forget how to turn on the muscle factory inside us, a biological process called myofibrillar protein synthesis. Think of it like a production line that has shut down because the power source is disconnected. And those 5 exercises the scientists recommended are like flipping the switch, reactivating the system, so your body starts building, repairing, and rejuvenating from the inside out. I still remember trying the first exercise. My leg trembled, my body swayed, and I wanted to quit. But I stayed consistent, just a few minutes every day, and within a week I could hold my balance for over 20 seconds without touching anything. That feeling was incredible. Not just pride, but the deep sense of owning my body again. Something age sometimes makes us forget. Now let us begin together. You only need a sturdy chair or countertop for light support. Stand tall, feet shoulder-width apart, and rest one hand lightly on the chair. Do not grip it, just touch it gently to maintain balance. Keep your shoulders back, chest open, and gently tighten your core as if pulling your belly button toward your spine. This ready position is more important than most people realize. Activating your core before moving makes every motion safer and more effective. Next, slowly lift your right knee forward. Imagine trying to touch your knee to a point right in front of your chest. Move slowly, counting to 3 as you lift, and keep your upper body straight. Do not lean backward. When your knee reaches hip level, pause and hold for 2 seconds. This is where the magic happens. Holding that position activates your hip and core muscles to their fullest, improving your body's control and awareness. Then, lower your legs slowly for another 3 seconds. Many people let their leg drop, which cuts the exercise's effectiveness in half. The lowering phase is where the real muscle building occurs because when you control the descent, your muscles must work twice as hard to stabilize you. Repeat this motion 8 times per leg, then switch sides. In the beginning, 3 sets a day are enough. Take 30 to 45 seconds of rest between sets to let your muscles recover. One common mistake is looking down at your legs while exercising. When you look down, your spine curves, your core disengages, and your balance is lost. Instead, look straight ahead and focus on a fixed point on the wall. This small trick, according to biomechanics experts, can improve your balance by up to 40%. For best results, do this exercise in the morning. Your brain and nervous system are most alert, then helping you coordinate movement more smoothly. As you get stronger, you can make small upgrades. Touch the chair only with your fingertips instead of your whole hand, or add a gentle circular motion with your knee at the top. If you want an extra challenge, hold a small dumbbell or a half-liter water bottle, which is about 17 fluid ounces, in your free hand to engage your arms and shoulders. But take it slow. What matters most is doing it correctly and consistently. The body does not need dramatic bursts, it needs steady progress. You may feel some soreness in your hips after your first session. That is completely normal. Take it as a good sign. It means your muscles are waking up after years of rest. If you tremble or lose balance, smile and stay patient. I used to shake so much I had to grab the table with both hands, but just 1 week later, I did not need any support at all. That feeling of freedom, standing tall on your own 2 legs, is truly priceless. What I want you to remember is not the percentages or numbers, but the belief that your body can relearn and recover. Research shows that doing this exercise for just 10 minutes a day not only strengthens the hips, but also reduces the risk of falls by 38%, a crucial benefit as we age. Falls do not just cause injuries, they often steal confidence. Regaining that confidence is half the journey toward a stronger, more independent life. I have always believed that age does not take away our strength, only the wrong habits do that. If you change the way you move, you change the way your body responds. This knee raise exercise does more than train your hips. It sends a message to your whole body: I am still in control. And every time you stand taller and take a steadier step, it is a quiet statement that you were never truly weak. You are simply relearning how to be strong in a new way. So starting today, every morning before your day begins, give yourself a few minutes to stand up, take a deep breath, and do this exercise. After just 1 week, you will notice a clear difference. Your back will be straighter, your legs steadier, and that old sense of confidence will return, almost like it did when you were younger. This is the first step in a 5-step journey to reverse muscle loss. And believe me, it is small but far more powerful than it looks. Now that your hips are awake, we will move to the second exercise, the one that activates the body's central engine, glute bridges. The movement that rebuilds the strength of your glutes and lower back, reduces back pain, increases your walking speed, and improves full body stability. Let us continue that journey together. Exercise 2, glute bridges. When people talk about strength, they often think of arms, legs, or abs, but there is one crucial muscle group that is frequently forgotten: the glutes. Your glutes do more than help you sit or stand. They act like the central engine that keeps your whole body running smoothly. Every step you take, every time you bend down or rise up, your glutes are working. They are the pillars of your lower body, helping you stay balanced, protecting your back, and keeping your posture steady. When your glutes are weak, your body borrows strength from other places, especially the lower back, and that is why so many older adults struggle with chronic back pain. I was one of them. For 10 years, I lived with persistent back pain. Every morning, just bending down to pick up my shoes felt like something was squeezing my spine. I tried everything: heat packs, acupuncture, pain medication, but nothing changed. Then I learned something surprisingly simple. Most back pain does not start in the back, it starts with weak glutes. When I began practicing glute bridges, also known as hip raises, I finally understood what it meant to squeeze in the right place. And after only a few weeks, the pain I thought I would live with forever almost completely disappeared. Glute bridges require no equipment. All you need is a mat or a soft surface and your own patience. Lie on your back with your head resting gently on the floor. Place your arms by your sides with your palms down to create support. Bend your knees so your feet are flat on the ground and set them about 6 to 8 inches from your hips, which is about 15 to 20 centimeters. Imagine you are about to place a block across your body. When you lift your shoulders, hips, and knees will form a straight line. Before you begin, there is one essential step. Activate your core and your glutes before you lift your hips. Many people skip this, which is why they feel their lower back working instead of their glutes. Here is how to do it. Press your lower back gently into the floor. Take a deep breath and tighten your abs as if you were trying to pull your belly button down toward the ground. Then imagine pinching a coin between your glutes. Only when you feel your glutes engage should you start lifting your hips. Now let us begin. Slowly push your hips upward by pressing through your heels, not your toes. It may sound like a small detail, but it is the key that makes the exercise truly effective. When you drive through your heels, the force goes straight into your glutes rather than your thighs. Lift until your shoulders, hips, and knees line up in a straight line. At the top, hold for 3 seconds and focus on feeling your glutes contract firmly. Keep breathing. Do not hold your breath. In that brief pause, you are sending a powerful signal to your glute fibers, forcing them to activate and grow stronger. Then lower your hips slowly, taking about 4 seconds to come down. When your glutes lightly touch the floor, do not rest for long, lift again. This maintains constant tension, the secret that can build strength up to 40% faster than the usual way of training. Complete 12 repetitions, then rest for 1 minute between sets. When you are starting out, 3 sets per session are enough, and within a few days you will clearly feel your lower body getting stronger. One common mistake I see is lifting the hips too high, which arches the lower back and dumps pressure onto the spine. In that case, you are not training your glutes, you are overworking your back, which can make pain worse. Remember, you do not need to lift as high as possible. Lift just enough to create a natural straight line, feeling the effort in your glutes and hamstrings, not in your lower back. If you have trouble feeling your glutes, try this simple warm-up before the main set. Do 5 mini lifts, raising your hips only 2 to 4 inches, or about 5 to 10 centimeters, pausing for 1 second, then lowering. This tiny primer wakes up your glute muscles and builds the connection between your brain and your body, so you can feel the right muscles when you perform the real movement. According to specialists at the University of California, Los Angeles, doing this before training can increase glute activation by as much as 56%, an impressive payoff for just a few seconds of preparation. Once you are comfortable with the basic version, you can increase the challenge without buying any expensive equipment. For example, you can hold the top position for 5 seconds instead of 3, or place both feet on a low step, which raises your hips and makes the muscles work harder. If you are ready for more, try a single-leg glute bridge by straightening one leg while the other leg lifts your hips. This advanced version doubles the demand on strength and improves balance, but only progress when your body genuinely feels ready. Personally, I like to practice this every morning right after finishing my knee raises. I sync each lift with my breath, inhale as I lower, exhale as I rise. Feeling each breath flow with the movement wakes me up, calms my mind, and fills me with energy for the day. I still remember the moment I knew I was finally doing it right. I sat down on a chair and there was no back pain. I smiled not just because the pain was gone, but because I realized I was winning against age with my own patience and understanding. Glute bridges are more than a physical exercise. They are a way to take back control of your body. When your glutes are properly engaged, you will stand taller, move more naturally, and feel more agile. The dull aches in your back, hips, or knees begin to fade because your body regains the balance it was designed to have. Most importantly, every step starts to feel lighter and more alive. Age is never a reason to give up. I once believed back pain was just a sign of getting older, but now I know it was my body asking for the right kind of care. Glute bridges are that care. Practice them every day, and after a month, you will not only feel stronger, you will stand straighter, feel more confident, and even feel a decade younger. Now that your hips and lower back are supported, we will move on to the third exercise, chair squats. This movement builds full lower body strength, makes climbing stairs easier, helps you rise from a chair more smoothly, and protects your independence. Let us keep going one step at a time, growing steadier each day. Exercise 3. Chair squats. If there is one exercise I believe everyone over 60 should do every day, it is chair squats. This is not only a strength exercise, it is an exercise in independence. Every time you rise from a chair, you tell your body, I can still do this. And I believe that as long as you can stand up without holding on, you are still free. Lower body strength is the foundation of everything from walking and climbing stairs to the small moments of daily life like standing up after a meal or getting out of the car. When your legs weaken, movement becomes harder, and your spirit can sink with it because you begin to fear falling, losing balance, or not being able to do simple things on your own. That is why chair squats are a doorway back to self-reliance and confidence. A 2023 study from Stanford University made this crystal clear. The researchers followed 523 adults over 65 years old who practiced chair squats every day for 30 days. The results were remarkable. Their leg strength increased by an average of 38%. Climbing stairs became 45% easier, and their walking speed improved significantly. But the numbers are only the surface. The best part was the shift in mindset. People felt more confident, less afraid of falling, and able to do everyday activities that had once seemed out of reach. I still remember my first day with this exercise. It sounded simple, sit down and stand up, but when I actually tried it, I realized I could not do more than 5 consecutive repetitions without holding the chair. Each attempt to stand up made my knees shake, my breathing turn shallow, and my thighs burn. I felt like I had truly grown weaker. Instead of stopping, I took it as my starting line. I told myself, if I can do 5 today, I will do 6 tomorrow. Day by day, I added 1 more repetition. After 2 weeks, I could do 15 in a row, no hands, no pause. That was the moment I felt I had won against age. Now I want you to try it with me. Find a sturdy chair with a height that allows your knees to form roughly a 90-degree angle when you sit. Place the chair behind you and stand tall with your feet shoulder-width apart. Point your toes slightly outward about 15 degrees, which helps reduce pressure on the knees. Keep your shoulders relaxed, your chest open, and your eyes looking straight ahead. If you like, cross your arms over your chest. This helps you balance without relying on your hands. Now imagine closing a car door with your hips. That is the easiest way to remember proper technique. Instead of bending your knees first, push your hips back first as if you were reaching for the chair. Inhale slowly as you lower your body. Lower until your glutes lightly touch the chair but do not fully sit down. Pause for 1 second at that point, then exhale powerfully as you drive yourself up through your heels, not your toes. Feel the force travel from your heels up into your hips and glutes. This heel drive is the key to activating the largest muscle group in your lower body, the gluteus maximus, while reducing stress on your knees. Here is a small tip: squeeze your glutes as you stand up. Picture holding a coin between them. This does not only keep your form correct, it also strengthens your hips, lower back, and hamstrings. Keep your back straight, your chest lifted, and do not let your knees track beyond your toes. That is how you protect your knee joints and avoid soreness later. Perform 8 repetitions per set, 3 sets per day, resting about 1 minute between sets. If you are just starting, go slow but stay consistent. There is no need to rush. After about 1 week, you will notice it becomes easier to stand up. Your thighs feel less fatigued, and that heavy feeling in your steps begins to fade. A common mistake is dropping too low or letting yourself fall quickly, which dumps the load into your knees instead of your leg muscles. Control the tempo, take 3 seconds to lower and 3 seconds to rise. That slower rhythm increases the time your muscles are under tension, and that is exactly when real strength is built. When you feel comfortable, try small variations. Hold for 2 seconds at the lowest point before standing, or hold a light object in front of your chest to add a bit of challenge. No matter which version you choose, always keep proper form, hips back first, spine neutral, and steady breathing. Do you know what people often report after sticking with this exercise? They say movement feels lighter. It is not just about muscles. When you can stand up easily, your brain registers a signal of confidence. Scientists sometimes refer to this as a muscle memory of independence. Your body remembers what autonomy feels like, and it recreates that experience every time you repeat the movement. By training your legs, you are also training your mind to believe that you are still in charge of your life. I once worked with a 72-year-old woman who initially could not stand without grabbing the chair. She told me, "I hate feeling dependent. I do not want anyone to lift me up." After 1 month of consistent chair squats, she stood up decisively, steadily, without help. When I asked how it felt, she smiled and said, "I feel 20 years younger." I believe her entirely. In her eyes, I could see the pride of someone who had just claimed a victory over time. If you can choose only one exercise to begin your journey back to strength, choose this one. It teaches you something age sometimes makes us forget to stand up, not only with your body, but with your will. Every time you rise from a chair without using your hands, it is a reminder that you are still in command, still strong enough to move forward on your own. And here is the beautiful part: that steady hands-free rise is the moment you defeat old age. Years may turn hair gray, but they cannot take the strength of someone who keeps showing up. So take a deep breath, walk to the nearest chair, and try 5 repetitions right now. Feel your legs working, your hips engaging, and your back rising tall. That is your body much stronger than you think. When you are ready, we will move on to the 4th exercise. Resistance band rows, a movement that builds your back like natural armor, improves posture, and eases neck and shoulder tension. Let us continue this journey together, where every movement is one more step toward youthfulness and freedom. Exercise 4, resistance band rows. If you have ever noticed older adults walking with a rounded posture, slumped shoulders, or the head tilting forward, it is easy to assume that is just aging. But most of the time, the issue is not in the bones, it is in weak back muscles. Your back acts like the frame that holds your posture up. When those muscles are weak, your body gets pulled forward, and your posture naturally rounds. I used to think a curved back was unavoidable after 60, until I discovered a simple exercise: resistance band rows. Do not let the name scare you. You do not need weights or machines, just a small elastic band that you can buy at almost any sporting goods store for less than the cost of breakfast. Its effect is far greater than you might imagine. A 2024 study from Johns Hopkins University followed 389 adults over 60 years old who practiced this movement for 30 days. Their back strength improved by 42%, neck and shoulder pain decreased by 52%, and most surprising of all, their average height increased by 1.2 inches, which is about 3 centimeters. They did not actually grow taller, their posture was restored, they no longer slumped. They stood upright, confident, and visibly younger. I remember when I noticed this in myself. After 2 weeks of steady practice, I put on an old shirt that used to bunch at the shoulders because my back was slightly rounded. This time it fit perfectly. I did not lose weight or start heavy gym training. My back simply stood tall again. The feeling is hard to describe, like reclaiming a few years of youth just by standing straighter. Now let me guide you through the correct form. Prepare a sturdy chair and a light or medium resistance band. If you do not have one, you can temporarily use a thick elastic strap or even a lightly stretchy towel. Sit tall on the chair with both feet planted firmly on the floor. Loop the band around the middle of your feet so it will not slip. Hold both ends of the band with your palms facing each other and your arms extended forward. Keep your back straight and your chest open, as if a string were lifting the crown of your head toward the ceiling. Do not crane your neck or tilt your head. Gently tuck your chin so your neck and spine stay aligned. Begin the movement by pulling your elbows backward, not upward, keeping them close to your sides. Imagine trying to pinch a pencil between your shoulder blades. This is when the rhomboids, trapezius and latissimus dorsi engage strongly. When you reach the end of the pull, hold for 2 seconds and feel your back muscles tighten as your shoulders open. Keep your breathing steady. Inhale gently as you pull. Exhale slowly as you release. Then return the band to the starting position very slowly, taking about 4 seconds. This is the crucial part many people skip. That controlled return stretches the muscle fibers optimally and doubles the stimulus for rebuilding muscle. If you let the band snap forward, you not only reduce the benefits, you also risk neck strain or shoulder irritation. Repeat 12 repetitions per set, complete 3 sets each day, and rest for 45 seconds between sets. When you first begin, you may feel some fatigue through the middle of your back. That is a good sign. It is not pain. It is your body relearning how to stand tall. And if you ever feel like stopping, remember this: Every pull of the band is one more pull, bringing your body back to the upright posture it was meant to have. One common mistake I see is lifting the shoulders while pulling. Remember, this movement is not about pulling with your arms, it is about pulling with your back. When the shoulders ride up, your neck muscles take the load, which makes you tired and reduces the benefit. The key is to keep your shoulders down and relaxed, focusing on squeezing your shoulder blades together. You can try a simple trick before you begin. Perform 5 gentle shoulder retractions without the band to prime the back muscles. This helps your body remember the correct motion before the real work starts. If you want more challenge after a while, you can try a few variations. Sit farther from the band to increase the tension. Use a thicker band or train one arm at a time to improve balance between the two sides of your back. But do not rush. This is not a race. The goal is not speed, but precision and stability. Each slow pull with a 2-second hold and a 4-second release is the golden formula that allows muscles to recover and develop safely at any age. The best part of this exercise is the full body effect. As your back grows stronger, you will feel your standing and sitting posture change. Your shoulders naturally draw back, your chest opens, your breathing deepens, and your energy spreads through your whole body. Many people tell me they not only lose their neck pain, they feel more confident. Because when you stand tall, you send a different message to the world and to yourself. You are strong, you are youthful, and you are fully present. I remember a moment with a 68-year-old friend who told me I did not realize I was slumping until my daughter said I always looked tired. After 3 weeks of resistance band rows, she messaged me. Now my neck pain is gone, and my daughter says, "Mom, you look taller." And it was true. She had not grown taller. She had simply returned to her real height. This exercise is a reminder that strength is not only in the muscles, it is in your posture. When you stand upright, you send a signal to the world and to your own mind that you are confident, steady, and still yourself. The band may be simple, but every time you pull it, you are pulling yourself out of the fatigue of time, restoring the proud alignment that age cannot take away. So try this movement today. With just 10 minutes each day, you will feel your back become more solid, your shoulders open, your breathing deepen, and the most wonderful change is that you will feel taller, more confident, and more youthful. Now get ready, because in the next section, we will move to the final exercise, the modified plank designed especially for older adults. Researchers at Harvard call it the fountain of youth, with the power to improve total body strength and slow cellular aging by as much as 15 years. Stay with me because what comes next is where your whole body truly wakes up. Exercise 5 Modified Plank. If I told you there is one exercise that can make your body feel up to 15 years younger, would you believe it? No medication, no machines, just your own body weight for a few minutes each day. It sounds like magic, but it is science. A 2024 study from Harvard Medical School showed that adults over 60 who performed the modified plank every day for 30 days increased core strength by 47%, reduced their risk of falling by 63%, and most notably improved cellular markers of aging, telomere activity, equivalent to being up to 15 years younger. It is amazing, but it makes sense. When you plank correctly, multiple muscle groups fire together: the deep abdominals, the back, the glutes, the thighs, and the shoulders. In other words, it is a full body exercise in a single static position. It does not just make you stronger, it stabilizes your nervous system, improves circulation, sharpens focus, and slows cellular decline. And here is the best part: you do not need to plank like a professional athlete. A gentle, safe variation designed for adults over 60 can deliver powerful benefits. I remember my first attempt. I was confident, thinking, how hard can it be to hold a straight line? After 10 seconds, my whole body started to tremble. My shoulders burned, my lower back felt hot, and I dropped to the floor. I laughed, embarrassed and surprised that my body was weaker than I thought. But instead of quitting, I tried again, adding 5 seconds each day. Today, when I can hold for 45 seconds and still smile, I understand something important. True strength does not come only from muscles, it comes from persistence. Let us do it together. You only need a mat or a soft surface. Start by kneeling on the floor with your elbows directly under your shoulders and your forearms parallel. Keep your gaze softly down, focusing on a point about 12 inches in front of your hands, which is about 30 centimeters. This helps keep your neck neutral, neither tucked nor lifted too high. Then step your knees back until your body forms a straight line from your head through your shoulders and hips to your knees. This is the modified plank. It reduces load compared to a traditional plank, yet still delivers a very high level of muscle activation. Take a deep breath and gently brace your abdomen as if drawing your belly button toward your spine. Do not hold your breath. Inhale through your nose and exhale slowly through your mouth. Holding your breath increases pressure in your chest and can reduce oxygen to your brain. Breathing steadily moves oxygen through your whole body, helping you hold longer and feel calmer. Hold the position for 15 seconds. You may tremble a bit. That is normal because you are activating deep muscle fibers that daily life rarely uses. After 15 seconds, release and rest for 30 seconds. Then repeat 2 more times. 3 sets of 15 seconds is a perfect starting point. Do not try to hold longer on day 1. The benefit comes not from enduring, but from staying consistent. Here is a small technique to make your plank even better. Practice breathing control first. Lie on your back and place one hand on your chest and one hand on your abdomen. As you inhale, let only the hand on your chest rise, while the hand on your abdomen stays quiet. This teaches you to control your breath without losing core engagement. When you plank, remember your breath is the soundtrack of the movement. Many people think planks are for the young, but the truth is the opposite. Older adults need them most. A strong core protects the spine, supports posture, reduces back pain, and most importantly, keeps the entire nervous system steady. According to the Harvard analysis, after 4 weeks of daily planks, participants reduced their risk of falling by as much as 63% because their reactions and control improved so much. As you plank consistently, you will notice something fascinating. Your posture changes. Your back stands taller, your shoulders open, your abdomen flattens, and you feel more stable as you walk. Many people tell me that within 2 weeks they feel younger, not only because their bodies are stronger, but because they feel powerful and confident. I once knew a 70-year-old man who said that after 3 weeks of planking, he could stand up from a chair without using his hands, something he thought was impossible. The most wonderful part is that this exercise fights aging not only in your muscles, but at the cellular level. Controlled movement boosts cellular respiration and increases the enzyme telomerase, which helps protect DNA from aging. That is why scientists often call the plank the fountain of youth exercise. No medicine, no technology, just the daily practice of keeping yourself aligned. I used to joke with friends, I do not need a miracle to feel younger. I just need to know how to keep myself straight. But it is not really a joke. Each time I plank, I feel not only stronger but calmer. The posture focuses my mind, deepens my breathing, and reminds me that even as the body ages, I can still stand firm under pressure in every sense of the phrase. If you have never tried it, start today. You only need 15 seconds per set 3 times a day. After 1 week, you will hold longer. After 1 month, you will clearly feel stronger, more balanced, and more at peace. Remember, your body is a remarkable machine. It is always ready to recover when you treat it the right way. And the plank is the switch that turns the whole system back on. So do not wait for a miracle to show up. Create that miracle with your own body. Keep your body aligned, take a deep breath and smile, because every second you hold a plank is a second you become younger, stronger, and freer. Training is only half the journey. The other half is nutrition. Many people think working hard is enough, but the truth is very different. After 60, our bodies are like finely tuned machines. They still run well, but they need higher quality fuel to operate smoothly. And the most important fuel for recovery and building muscle is protein. Here is something few people tell you: after 60, your body's ability to absorb and process protein drops by 25 to 30%. That means the same amount of meat or eggs gives a younger person more usable nutrition than it gives you. So if you want real results, you need more protein, not double, but enough to wake up that slow muscle building system. The math is simple. Take your body weight in pounds and multiply by 0.7. The result is the number of grams of protein you need each day to activate muscle protein synthesis. For example, if you weigh 150 pounds, you need about 105 grams of protein per day. That might sound like a lot, but if you split it throughout the day, about 20 to 25 grams per meal, it is very doable. 1 egg has about 6 grams of protein. A cup of Greek yogurt has about 15 grams. 3 1/2 ounces of salmon has about 22 grams. and a serving of soybeans or tofu has about 10 to 12 grams. With a little planning, your body will get enough raw material to rebuild the muscle fibers you have lost over the years. I like to start my morning with a protein-rich breakfast: eggs, Greek yogurt, and a handful of walnuts or almonds. Lunch might be baked salmon or chicken with greens and beans. For dinner, I keep it lighter: a serving of tofu or a protein smoothie blended with milk and banana. This way of eating does not just keep me healthy, it helps me maintain steady energy all day without feeling worn out. And if keeping track of daily protein feels difficult, do not worry. There are many smart apps that make it easy. I personally use Cal.ai, an app that lets you take a photo of your meal, and within seconds it estimates your protein, calories, and nutrients. You might think I am 70. Why use an app? Trust me, try it for a few days and you will see how often you come up short on protein. That app helped me reflect honestly on how I was eating, and once I adjusted, I recovered faster, trained more effectively, and even slept better. Because the simple truth is, no protein, no muscle. You can train correctly and consistently, but without raw materials, your body cannot rebuild what has been lost. You cannot build a house without bricks. Every protein-rich meal is one brick, and every workout is the hand that sets that brick in place. Give your body the materials it needs to renew itself. After 25 minutes together, I want you to pause, breathe, and look back at our journey. We have gone through 5 exercises, 1 movement, 1 breath at a time, from restoring balance to strengthening the hips, easing back pain, improving posture, and building a steady, resilient core. And I truly believe that if you stay consistent, in just 30 days, you will see your body change in ways you did not expect. I am not saying this as a sales pitch. I am speaking from experience. I am 65 years old, and honestly, I feel as strong as I did at 40. It is not because I am lucky. It is because I chose to act. I chose not to let age decide how I live. I chose to stand up, to move, and to try again every day, even if it was only for 10 minutes. And the amazing thing is, my body answered. It does not need a lot, it only needs you to give it a chance to recover. If there is one lesson I have learned from science and from life, it is, this age is just a number. Real strength does not live only in your body, it lives in the actions you take every day. Every time you lift your knee, every time you stand up, every time you breathe deeply and keep yourself aligned, you tell your body, I am still here, I am still strong, I am still capable. People often ask me, do these 5 exercises really work? My answer is always, they do more than work, they can change your life. What you gain is not only muscle or strength, you gain confidence, independence, and the feeling that you are in charge of your life. I have seen thousands of people change with these 5 movements, from those who needed a cane to those who thought they could not walk more than 10 minutes. They all started with one simple decision, the decision to begin. And I want you to make that decision for yourself. Tomorrow you can choose to sit still, or you can begin your journey back to youth. You do not have to do everything at once. Just choose one exercise and do it for a few minutes a day. Soon you will see that small change ripple outward until you feel completely different, steadier, more confident, and full of energy. If this video has inspired you, please do not keep it to yourself. Click like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends or family, because I believe everyone deserves to live healthy at any age. Your share might help someone out there, a person with back pain, someone who has lost confidence, or someone who simply needs a little push to start again. I also want to hear from you. Comment below and tell me which exercise you will start with. I read every comment, and your stories motivate me, because every person in this community is proof that strength has no age. Finally, I want you to remember one thing. Your body can be reborn. Just start today. Believe it, because I have seen it happen for hundreds of people, and I believe it will happen for you. So stand up, take a deep breath, smile, and begin your journey back to strength, confidence, and your own version of youth. I will see you in the next video, where we will keep going together, living healthy, living long, and living each day to the fullest.